one way that the NFL can make sure they don't lose viewers, that they don't lose revenue, to stop putting the Panthers on television. Just stop.
Oh man, now we're in a conundrum here because do we talk about this on the free portion or do we go behind the paywall? See how much the draw is to talk about the Panthers.
I can tell you right now, I don't think there's that much of a draw.
No, I would agree.
We'll leave this on the free side because there's some other stuff that we could put on the pay side, including is Ryan Clark okay?
Sure.
Is Nate Silver okay?
Sure.
Howard Stern still pulling off radio tricks.
Doing just fine.
PTI, never going away.
Oh, Christ.
And you really pay for Demetri at the Barrett Media Party catching strays from FS1 Outkick Flax.
Yes.
That's what you pay the money for.
Yes. I did not catch strays. I caught direct fire.
Direct fire? Okay, we'll explain why on the paid side of things on the YouTube membership channel. Now, I put this out there on social media and I got some pushback on it, which I understand. But my general premise is the only reason why the Carolina Panthers are compelling to talk about is because they are an NFL team.
Mm-hmm.
Hard stop. If they were not an NFL team, we would not talk about them. Meaning that the NFL has such a stranglehold on sports media that you feel like, well, because it's the NFL, we have to talk about them.
Right.
And I'm at the point with the Panthers, especially after week 1 and what could be the rest of the season, no reason to really talk about this team on a compelling level to start any show outside of Charlotte. If I'm working in Charlotte, if I'm Kyle Bailey, if I'm Walker Mail, if I'm Mac and Bone, well, then yes, I'm talking about the Panthers on a daily basis. That is your NFL team in your backyard.
Yeah.
Totally understand that. But outside of Charlotte, when there's other things going on in your town, why would you start with the Panthers? Why would the Panthers dominate your coverage when you have other local compelling things that people might be more interested in or actually have an attachment to? I'm talking specifically about college. Like if we're talking about the triangle, I would put the Panthers in the B block before I'd put them in the A block of any programming outside of Charlotte.
Well, I don't think that is crazy. I think this idea you have of if they weren't an NFL team, we wouldn't talk about them. Well, man, they're a fucking NFL team. So who cares what we would do if they weren't an NFL team?
Yeah, but just because you were, it's like being born on third base. Like, stop it already.
Sure. No, I get it. But it's not just that the NFL has a stranglehold over sports media. The NFL has a stranglehold over American life.
Yeah.
Like, I hear what you're saying. As somebody that does a show about the Panthers, trust me, I hear what you're saying.
No, the numbers, I can back this up with the fact that, it's been expressed to me that click-through rate on anything Panthers has diminished year to year as they continue to suck. You also have a generational thing that I think is a larger conversation in that from the 10-year anniversary of merely getting to the Super Bowl, the magical Cam Newton season, you've lost at least one generation of fan.
Agreed.
One generation of fan is gone. You might be losing another one as we speak. Okay. And what one of the listeners made a really, really good point in that the Panthers are veering into, because it's the NFL, they're veering into like Bengals territory in that it's this franchise that you don't really think about on a national level.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden when they're good again, everybody's starting to say who dey, as though they were Bengals fans from, I've been a lifelong Bengals fan, man.
Right.
Icky Shuffle, let's go. I'm like, oh, I had no idea that was a part of your life.
Yeah.
They also likened it to the Giants, the New York Giants. It's like, ain't nobody talking about the Giants, but when they're good, they suddenly come out of the woodworks like, oh yeah, lifelong fan. My family's been Giants season ticket holders forever.
I've told you this before. I have this theory about what makes a good sports radio market and what doesn't. And Raleigh is not a good sports radio market, and this is not an insult to Raleigh. The reason is very simple.
I would say different, but go on.
We are. Well, when you hear my reasoning, I think you'll understand why I say not good.
Okay.
But it's not a judgment of Raleigh. We are getting there with the Canes, but we're not there yet.
Yeah.
We don't have something that unites us in misery, right? It's not just that there are 3 different power conference colleges here that pull people's allegiances apart. It's that who is from Raleigh? Who is from North Carolina here? Like, our NFL allegiances are pulled apart. I would venture a guess. This was a study we did back at in the 96 Rock days when Salt and I were getting started. So we're talking 20 years ago now. But at that point, Carolina was just 2 years removed from going to the Super Bowl. At that point, the Panthers were not the most popular NFL team in the triangle.
No.
Washington
It was Washington.
I would say that Washington, because I'm guessing that is a result of people that have been here since long before the Panthers were a thing.
Well, yeah, that was old regional television. Right. You had that 1 o'clock regional game. You'd be getting Washington.
I would say that the people that are still here probably are attached to Washington in that way. And in those 20 years, think of how many people have come and gone from the triangle, bringing in allegiances to the Giants, the Steelers, the Bills, et cetera, et cetera.
But you can dislodge that. This is the problem with the Panthers. This is a mature franchise at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. But the problem with the franchise is you've got two blips.
Yeah.
You mentioned the first Super Bowl run, and then we get the second Super Bowl run, and they haven't done anything since 2017. That's why I get back to you're losing generations. The same thing happened to the Canes, by the way. We're talking NFL wise versus NHL wise.
But I think when you're talking about the local team, I think it's worth talking about.
My point is that if you were to go to a Carolina Hurricanes game in 2005, you were still getting I'm a Canes fan until the Penguins show up. I'm a Canes fan until the Rangers show up, that kind of stuff, which is natural. The same thing would happen with the Panthers. This is my opportunity. I'll check out the Panthers. I'll root for them. But when the Steelers are in town, guess what? Time for me to see the Steelers.
Yeah.
It's not that Steelers fans travel well. It's just that there's a shit ton of Steelers fan, and this is an opportunity to see them. So I don't disagree with you. I'm not pushing back on the transplant area. The point is, you live here long enough, you adopt to the area, you have kids theoretically, and then they become the fan of the team that's here. Yeah. Okay. While understanding that, like in my case, like my dad's a Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
I grew up going to Dolphins games, but that's my dad's thing, man. Right. So the Canes have overcome this with sustained winning. The Panthers have never had that. And they've gotten to the point where the Canes were back in, talk about 10 years ago. It's ratings kryptonite right now, because the Canes in 2015, while they were just wandering through the wilderness of averageness and missing the playoffs, it got to a point where nobody cared about them anymore.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to hear about this stuff. If they make the playoffs, great. If they don't, no big deal. Now, Canes coverage has evolved because they've had sustained success since Tom Dundon has gotten here, since Rod Brind'Amour has been the head coach, since they've been knocking on the Stanley Cup door. There's actual stakes. People want to know what happens in the offseason. There's a long tail with Hurricanes coverage. The problem with the Panthers is you have the long tail of the offseason, but once the season starts, we're right back into, I've seen this before, we're moving on. And my fear is, my theory is that the Panthers have reached where the Hurricanes were in 2015. Talking about the Panthers is only going to get you so much.
I agree with you. I would just say I think the factors are different. What you're describing is absolutely a possibility in Charlotte. And you told me some of what you're privy to, like the fact that the click-through rates are not what they used to be on. In Charlotte is a problem.
Yes.
They were never the dominant NFL presence here.
But this is where I disagree. What I'm getting at is you can be if you win. Okay.
Sure.
But they haven't done it. They continue to do this, and they've only gotten worse under David Tepper.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you've only gotten worse under David Tepper.
That is fair.
What I think the fundamental disagreement between you and me is, just because you grew up a fan of something or you came from that area doesn't mean that you can't switch.
No, you're right. I mean, look, I was a Buccaneers fan until the Panthers drafted Bryce.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, no, I get that you can switch. I just don't think switching is as common as you imply it is.
If you win, it is, because people want to be attached to a winner.
Maybe.
And the Panthers don't win.
Maybe. I mean, okay, so we could agree on the ending point, right? The Panthers don't win. That's going to make it very tough for anybody.
The Panthers don't win, and they're getting dangerously close to what is the difference between you and the Hornets at this point? Other than,
all right.
That's my point.
Yeah.
What's the difference between you and the Hornets other than, well, one's an NFL team, one's an NBA team? Congratulations. You happen to be the franchise in the right league.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you got going for you right now.
Yeah. I mean, I do wonder, and this is a bigger conversation we can have another time. I do wonder at what point other other leagues look at the NFL and realize, oh, the media rights are so high because of the scarcity.
Yes.
I mean,
dude, don't get me. That's another conversation for another day.
That's what I mean. Like, this is going to have to be a whole thing.
I have always said that there should be fewer games.
Yeah.
in the regular
like
season.
my movie theater idea, it only works for the NFL.
Oh, you could never do that with anything else other than like a championship game.
Right.
You know,
right.
Like,
how are you getting people out for 84 hockey games, let alone 162 baseball games?
I mean, look at NC State's Final Four run. The only reason why the Rialto got packed out for the Final Four runs is because this is a once in a lifetime experience.
Well, and so once in a lifetime that you could watch the women followed immediately by the men.
Yes. All right. That's it for the free portion. You want to check out the rest of the OG Business Podcast, go to the YouTube membership channel, click join. It's $5 a month.